everybody, I'm Chef Sarah Mayer and welcome to MegaMart's Culinary Journey. Today we're going to do another vegetarian because we've got to show those vegetarians love. We're going to do, it's a classic Italian risotto, but we're going to do a mushroom risotto. We're using these mushrooms called porcini mushrooms and they're very fancy. They're some of the best mushrooms you can get. Here, unfortunately, we can't get them fresh, even though I think we might be able to grow them in the mountains up in Blue Mountain, but MegaMart supplies them dry. So what I did is I boiled some water and poured them over the dried mushrooms and left them to sit for about 20 minutes. That rehydrates the mushrooms, see? And I'm also going to use the stock, this water here, to flavor our risotto. Risotto is basically, it's a rice dish that they eat in Italy, and it's cooked very slowly in a pan for it takes about 20 minutes, and you add a small amount of liquid at a time, and it gets really creamy and yummy, and then you finish it with Parmesan cheese or any cheese you want to finish it with. And I'm going to do it with rosemary, a little fresh thyme. Of course, we've got to put some scotches in there to make it Jamaican. The mushrooms, onions, and basic ground provisions. We're also going to serve that with a beautiful roasted beet and orange salad topped with walnuts. And then we're going to do crispy vegetables. I'm going to do fried baby eggplants and whatever nice vegetables I see here, whatever floats my boat at the moment. I think I'm going to use some gorgeous little pearl onions. So it's going to be like, you know, when you have the fried onions or fried onion rings, it's going to be whole little onions. Yummy, even though I don't like onions. But still, it's going to be good. So I have my pot on. When you cook risotto, you want to cook it in a brazen pot. This is called a rondo. That's what you want to cook it in because you want it to have a wide circumference so you can create the creaminess and constantly stir the rice. I have my vegetable stock warming up. You always want to go with hot stock. And of course, it's vegetarian, so I did a vegetable stock. You don't usually find vegetable stock around, but you will find chicken stock if you want to. But as I said in a previous show, you can make your own vegetable stock. Just throw whatever vegetables you have in the fridge in a pot with some wine, bay leaf, peppercorns, thyme, and boil it down for a little bit. So let's get started. Start with our olive oil. A decent amount of olive oil because you want to toast the rice off first. And this is basically a one-pot meal. If you want to cook some chicken to go with it, you can, or beef or pork, anything, shrimp, seafood, but you don't have to. If you eat it just as it is. So we have our oil getting hot. Let's get an onion. Cut our onion in half. We're going to dice this onion up nice and small. And then we're going to saute our rice with it and garlic. Choo-choo. Haven't it? There we go. I'm going to add the mushrooms at the end, but I will add the stock in, so that's really going to flavor it. Because those mushrooms are very strong, especially when they're dried. Any mushroom you buy dried, it's going to be very, very strong and potent. But when you get porcini mushrooms fresh, you should see them. Oh my gosh, they're huge. They're about that big. Caps are like that big. But you have to be careful with them because sometimes when they get too large, they carry worms. So you have to clean them out. But these don't have worms. They're fresh. I mean, they're dried. So I'm sure they did all of that already. But they're some of the most expensive mushrooms. That up. Nice little small dices. You know, the reason I cut them so small is because the rice is small, so you don't want big chunks of onions in there. That's not cute. And just overpower the whole thing. When you're cooking, you want to have different flavors in your dish, but you want them all to complement each other and make one delicious dish. You don't want them to overpower each other, you know? There we go. Making me cry. Okay, so we got our rice. Dump that in there. You don't want it super, super hot. You just want to toast the rice off. Nice. See, that's what you want to hear. And once this is toasted off, we add our onions and our garlic, and then we're going to deglaze with white wine. Deglazing means you just hit your pot with wine, and it gets all the good stuff off of the bottom. That really helps flavor it. And then the acidity in the wine also helps flavor and bloom the different flavors in the dish, if that makes any sense. Right. As I said, acidity is a flavor enhancer. So sometimes you feel like you need salt, just add a little acid, whether it's vinegar or lime juice or wine or tomatoes, anything that has acid. Smells good. Then I'm going to add my garlic. I have some chopped. You guys can always chop your garlic and store it in a little olive oil, and it'll last for a while. It's a lot easier that way, so you don't have to clean it every time you want to use one or use some garlic. That's one of my favorite smells, is the scent of garlic and onion just cooking together. So good. So yummy. So you really don't want to give your rice too much browning, not too much color. You just want to toast them up nicely. And then now I'm going to hit it with my white wine. I'm going to get some from the fridge. Doesn't matter, whatever wine you want to use. If you want your risotto to have a little sweeter taste, then you want to use a sweeter wine like a Gewürztraminer or a Pinot Grigio. That is what you want to hear. Okay. And you add a small amount of liquid at a time, slowly cooking it out. Okay, so while this is going now, I'm actually going to toss my beets in a little olive oil, salt and pepper, and some thyme. I'm going to wrap them in foil and put them in the oven, because those take a while to roast. And that really brings out the sweetness of the beets. So with the rice, you just want to add like maybe a cup at a time. Put your flame on very low. Just a cup. My flame is pretty low. Actually, I have it on 3 burners, and I'm going to turn off 2. Turn off 1. So I just keep it on these 2 right here. And this is going to get really, really creamy. But you have to stir it like every few minutes or so. If not, it's not going to get creamy, because that's what creates the creaminess. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to toss my beets in a little salt, pepper, and olive oil. Put them in, wrap them in foil. Put them in our oven at about 425 and roast them for about 45 minutes. That's going to be done when you come back, and we're going to keep cooking this risotto. See you soon.
Exotic Stone Creations, the largest manufacturer of granite and marble countertops and the largest selection of kitchen cabinetry. Also available are limestone porcelain and travertine tiles. We invite you to visit our showrooms at 284 Spanish Town Road, Kingston 11 and shop number 9, Fairview Shopping Centre, Montego Bay. Exotic Stone Creations, for the ultimate expression of timeless beauty.
Welcome back to MegaMart's Culinary Journey. Now, I put my beets in the oven. I'm finishing up my risotto. See, it's nice and creamy. I'm just going to add a little more stock to this. When you cook it, you want it al dente, so it has a little bite to it. And one little thing about risotto. Risotto is it's a particular type of rice. If you see, it's a short grain rice, and that's what makes it so creamy. It's a borio. It's called a borio, and that's why it's so creamy, because it's so short and it really has a lot of starch in it. So we do that. Add a little butter, because butter is yummy. We love butter. A couple tabs of butter. We'll check our seasoning. Good. Okay. Got that going. Now I'm going to start with my veggies. Let's get salt, pepper. Okay. I got some baby eggplant. These are Indian eggplants. Do maybe 3 or 4 of those. Nice, pretty ones. I'm just going to cut the whole thing down in half and then fry it. breaded. I made a breading thing over there with rice flour, and regular flour, as well as cornmeal. Goes like that. And these are not bitter because they're so small. There we go. Bring these over here. We got some onions. So where to go? Make sure this is off. Always you take one hand for dry and one hand for wet. And dip it in the cornmeal. Ooh, yummy in my tummy. Oh, that looks good. One for dry, one for wet. That looks good. So the rice flour is making it nice and light. That's what you want. I mixed half rice flour and half regular flour, all purpose. Those are going to take about 5 minutes to fry, so they're nice and tender. Then we're also going to add the onions. The onions are like, as I said, like fried onion rings. Those are cooking away. I think that should be enough. Right. Oh, let's redip that. Put some cornmeal there. There we go. Keep an eye on your rice over here while that's frying up. And you see it's nice and plump. It just looks yummy. I'm actually going to turn this off now. Add a little more stock. Turn this off, and then when we're ready, we're going to finish it with a little cheese. And that's going to make it even more creamy. Also, while I have the time, I'm going to take out my thyme stems so nobody's eating trees. Not a pleasant feeling. Right here. Let's check our thingies. Flip them. Oh, they look so good. Come and look at this, guys. That looks great. I have my little fry basket ready here with a little tissue paper, so it sops up some of the grease so it's not so greasy. It's back underneath here. You know, turn this off. And then I'm going to cut up my Scotch bonnet and add it back in. I'm only going to use half because it smells kind of spicy. Chop it up nice and fine. So, stir it up. And you notice I'm using a wooden spoon. You never use a metal spoon when you're cooking with risotto, because you don't want the aluminum to scrape off the bottom. That's going to make the rice taste funny. There we go. Some more stems about. Check on our eggplant. They're looking good. Yep. Oh, they're ready. See, they're kind of nice and they're soft. This one feels good. Make sure you season them with salt right as it comes out. I'm going to put some in here. Ooh, that looks so good. See, this is going to add nice crunchiness to the dish. Because the rice is kind of soft, this is going to add a nice texture, another level of texture, so it's not so mushy. Okay, let's get our onions in here. Dip them in our flour first. A couple onions. So the flour is going to help the egg to stick to the onions, and then the egg is going to help the cornmeal to stick to the onions. Basic flouring procedure. There we go. Stir those up. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Can you imagine how good that's gonna taste for all you people that love onions? It's gonna be so crunchy and sweet. There we go. So you have a little, my kitchen towel here, so when I have to clean up, I just have to lift the kitchen towel up and it's good to go. It smells so good, you can smell the cornmeal cooking in there. Kind of smells like festivals. There we go. Yummy. What else can I fry? Can I fry something else? Frying is so good. There we go. Okay. Cool, let's wash our hands. So now for the salad, I'm going to toast off some walnuts. I'm going to toast off some walnuts while we're on our break so we can toss the salad with the roasted beets, the orange segments, a beautiful sherry vinaigrette. Those are going to continue frying and going to be nice and crispy. I'm telling you, they smell like festival. It smells so good. And that's it. So I'll see you when you come back. Bye. Welcome back to MegaMart's Culinary Journey, guys. While you're on your break, I finished up our beets. They're nice and roasted. We're going to clean those. I toasted the walnuts. We segmented some oranges, mint. All of these ingredients are going to go in the salad. We're going to toss it in a beautiful sherry vinaigrette. And then for the risotto, we finished up our crispy veg. I actually tried something here. This one I tried with the rice flour alone. And I actually like this one better because it's crispier, more crispy on the outside. So risotto is going to get peas, mushrooms, cheese, tossed all together with some freshly cut tomatoes and maybe some scallions for color and crunch. And let's get going. Okay, let's get a risotto on. Oops, wrong one. There we go. This is pretty simple. It's all nice and creamy. I'm going to add a little more stock, like so. We're going to wait for that to come up to temperature. So while that's going, I'm going to do our beets. Now, when you roast beets, they get very, very, very sweet, which is good for this salad. And it gets a really nice roasty flavor. You roast them with the skin on, as you can see, and then you just have to cut the skin off. Now, if you want, you can wear gloves, because my hands are going to get very red. That's okay, I don't mind. One little thing for the ladies. You know, back in the day, when we didn't have lipstick and we didn't have blush, we used to use beets. And they'd put them on their cheeks. See? Give you color. Ha! A little strange, eh? So a little antidote for you ladies if you run out of lipstick or blush. So this is going to get cut up nice. And make sure you get all the skin off. That's good. Let's get another one. A hair or risotto over there, coming up to temperature. Cut that really quickly. Yeah. Get rid of this stuff here. We're going to quarter them, or cut them in eighths, really, like so. Have them in our board. So we're going to toss our greens with that. And the oranges is going to be so good because these are really sweet and earthy, and then the oranges are tart, you know. And full of veggies, guys, full of veggies. That is what you want. After all, it is a vegetarian meal. But all different flavors and all different textures. So it really touches each of your senses. Okay, so this looks good. Now I'm going to finish it with my cheese. Oh, no, let's do the mushrooms first. Mushrooms, some peas, Stir this up gently. Oh, that looks so good. It smells divine. Now we're finished with a little cheese. Go for the cheese, man. Go for the cheese. A little bit more stock. Look at that. That looks great. Okay, let's plate some up. And then we'll grate some more cheese on top. That looks so good. Yummy in my tummy. Turn this off.